Prescriptions, copays, lab tests. Even with insurance, healthcare can cost thousands every year. But not for me, because I'm enrolled in VA healthcare. My service was then. My benefits are now. Get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
Everything you learned in history class was a lie. Well, maybe not everything, but they skipped the best parts. Introducing Stupiracy, where stupidity meets conspiracy. Ever heard of the Olympic marathon that nearly killed its runners? Or the time a pope put another pope's corpse on trial? Join me, Scott Rizzuto, and Tim McKernan as we uncover the most outrageous historical moments and mind-blowing conspiracies you won't believe actually happened. Tune in to Stupiracy for your weekly dose of historical absurdity. Available wherever you get your podcasts. Remember, history is dumb, but laughing at it is smart.
Live from the TCL broadcast studios, it's Joe Souchere and Patrick Royce with Sports Talk.
What do you say? What do you say? What do you say?
What do you say? What do you say?
Did you vote or you had no reason to?
I didn't vote.
Yeah.
I saw.
Neither did Reavers.
I did not vote.
Rookie, you did.
I did. I only had two things on the docket, but I voted no for both of them.
Yeah.
I think in Golden Valley we didn't open them all up. One of the problems was we only, you see, because the turnout's going to be so low, they don't open up all the places where you can vote. So.
Pat, I voted for a DFLer and still lost.
Well, did St. Paul have a Republican running
Hell
for
no.
mayor?
No.
No. I'll tell you what. The transgender party did a hell of a lot better than the Republican Party in Minneapolis.
Is that going to be a new party?
I don't know if it is, but the Caitlin Party. Maybe we can call it the Caitlin. What happened to Caitlin? She was all over TV, and now she
You
disappeared.
just shut up, huh?
Yeah, nothing happened to her.
No idea.
Well, it's interesting. Barb Johnson's fighting for her life. I saw she had more first place votes, but I don't think she got 50%. And then second place votes, the individual she's running against is guy had more second place votes. So whoever came up with this adjusted voting are complete idiots.
I don't like
You
it.
only get to vote for one.
That's what I
That's
did.
the way. That's why we fought the British.
It doesn't matter who's
So we
second.
could only vote for one.
I don't
Andrea.
care who your second choice is.
Andrea Jenkins is the trans candidate who won the Ward 8.
Okay, and the individual who's second to Barb Johnson in first place votes is also transgender.
I did not know that.
Yes.
I did not know we had two trans candidates.
Yes. Yes. It's
Now, is the trans candidate running against Barb a guy or a gal?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure which way it went, but
Literally.
that's why I say individual. I don't want to get in trouble.
Well, we're not in trouble. We've
No.
been nothing but
That's a good description because you can't use pronouns.
Individual.
You can no longer use pronouns.
Individual.
Yeah.
Individual. Because I don't know if it's a gentleman who's decided to live as a woman or vice versa. I'm not sure. I suppose I could look at the name. If it's a female name, then I guess it's a guy who now has decided to live as a female.
Look up who Barbara Johnson is.
She's in the 4th Ward. Let's see
Yes,
who she was going
the
up
runner-up.
against.
That's extreme.
Or the guy
north.
who had
West
the
Minneapolis.
second most votes there. Barb's been there a long time. Barb's she's sane, so I don't know if she
right.
can make it or not.
She's so sane. She occasionally calls this show.
Yeah. Well, maybe they
I don't expect to hear from Andrea Jenkins.
Maybe they use that in their campaign
Yeah.
literature.
She likes
against her.
Garage Logic.
She listens to Garage Logic. Who's the other voter there?
We're looking here.
Go to the Star Tribune. Just click her on there, and
I
they'll
can
give
do
you
that.
they'll give you the whole damn thing.
I can
there.
do that.
I think it's a gal. I think it's a fellow who decided to live as a woman.
Let's see. Fletcher. Nope. Betsy Hodges. Here's the election results. Find all results here.
Yes,
There you go.
Click her right
Minneapolis.
on there. Click her right on there. Minneapolis, you go down to Barb Johnson, and there's who's ever second there is.
Minneapolis city races.
Yes.
Raymond Den.
Go down. Find Barb Johnson. Don't
I'm starting
talk.
after him, and I'm going to beat him.
No, you're not. Philippe M. Cunningham is number 2.
Well-
Stephanie Gassa, Dana Hansen.
Okay. So Philippe Cunningham has to be a woman living as a man, right?
I'm going to go Philippe M. Cunningham. We're going to Google that.
because that individual's transgender also. I believe so. Anyway,
Did you read where Boudreaux put the lads through the grueling workout?
no pucks.
Well, it just
Did he let
sounds
him
like he
in?
skated until they were panting.
Well, you usually, and you know what? You know when the real punishment is ultra punishment? When you don't let them have pucks.
Yeah.
They just skate them up and down, no pucks. That's really hard. So he's disgusted, huh? Where are we tonight? Oh, we're
At
playing
Toronto.
Austin Matthews, the youthful superstar that should be playing in Phoenix, trying to save that franchise, but those dummies wouldn't rig the lottery to have him go there.
Patrick, you're right. My name is Philippe Cunningham, and I hope to become the next city council member to represent the 4th Ward in Minneapolis. Note ahead, I'm running because before North Minneapolis, as a black trans man,
Okay.
I had never had a community because of such prejudice and discrimination.
In North Minneapolis?
Must be. His
Okay.
husband
Doesn't sound.
and I live in the McKinley neighborhood.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, but did he win?
we don't know.
We don't know
they
yet.
haven't given either of them a check mark yet.
Barbara's only at
she-
42%.
She got the most votes, but look how many second place votes
Oh, boy.
that individual got. I think
Yeah.
Barbara might have gotten beat.
Yeah.
I don't know how the formula works, though. If you get like points for being first and other points for being second, I don't know.
Yeah,
how
they
that
haven't been. Barbara got 42.9% of the first choice votes. Philippe got 40.7.
works. Yeah, but look at the difference in the second
She got
place
775 second place votes, and he got 1,144.
votes.
And that's
question
20 to
The
29%.
question becomes, does 400 second place votes count for more than 200 first place votes? I don't know what the formula is.
I don't even
Don't know
like to
how
think
it
about it
Don't
because
know how it works.
it's math. I don't want. Getting back to
No, see,
Boudreaux.
but that's what's bad. 42% said we want Barb. Only 40% said we want Philippe.
Well, we came up with this system, and the dumbass
we came up with
vote-
this system to elect the likes of Philippe.
And the dumbass Minneapolis voters must have approved ranked choice
They did.
as a vote.
They did.
Yeah, even though none of them knew what it meant.
Right.
Okay. Well, you know what? My dream of moving downtown ain't happening. I'm happy out there in Golden Valley where our biggest problem is bike lanes, the turning streets where traffic used to move smoothly into one-lane roads so 7 bikers a year can drive by. That's our biggest problem. St. Minneapolis has got bigger problems than that. When all these companies move on out of town, you'll know who to blame.
You don't pay Minneapolis property taxes, do
No,
you?
I don't. No, I'm good. Hell, I'm fine. I don't complain. Yeah, you want to raise them 100 or 2 a year? That's fine. I don't care.
You get
If we were going to get back on brand with the Wild,
yeah.
I'm told that Austin Matthews is out for
Really?
tonight's game. This is
No.
according to Chris Long.
What happened? to him?
Really?
I'm not sure. Chris didn't tell me, but he said
He got a bunch of goals. He's got like 10 goals and 19 points already.
well, okay, good, right?
No, we want him to play. We want to beat the best. To be the best, you got to beat the best.
Kevin Durant's not playing either for the Warriors.
No, that's
Good.
bad too.
That's good too. Wait a minute.
No, we want to play the best. That's like playing the Packers without Aaron Rodgers. You want Aaron Rodgers in there.
I did too because I had a football pool that I was going to win. I won't tell you where, but I was going to be first place.
All right. Well, that's too bad because Aaron Matthews has already been set for today's hard-hitting 5 o'clock 3 technique. He's in the group. We might have to make a late change here and throw him out.
He's getting that from NHL.com.
Austin
by the way.
Matthews.
You said Aaron Matthews.
Well, what the hell?
Hey, you know
He
what?
was still in
I got
Packers.
him
Close
confu-
enough.
You know, Eddie Matthews, Henry Aaron, I
Yeah.
get confused.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of go back to when they were carrying the Braves. We should take a break, huh?
Just
Get
a
this.
minute. I got to fix something.
Well, you don't have to fix something.
All
Rick
right.
can hit the deal. So Teddy is back, and Minnesota is excited. He's off the injured list, and they put Sam Bradford on the injured list. The story's out that Bradford had more surgery yesterday, right? Reavers, he had a little minor
procedure in the knee.
procedure with James Andrews, and so now it's Case Keenum will probably start this week. Teddy back up, and then they got this other kid. I don't know what the hell his name is, but he's they got 3 quarterbacks on the active list.
Slaughter.
Slaughter.
Mm-hmm.
And we love him, right?
Randy from Cottage Grove is all over Slaughter.
Have we seen? Did he never played for us though? Right?
No, he hasn't seen game action.
But he looked good out, and he looks. Randy's seen some video. He looked pretty damn good.
Yeah, Kyle Slaughter. He is a former University of Northern Colorado quarterback.
Ooh.
Does this mean Teddy went to the doctor once again, and the doc said, okay?
Yeah, apparently the doc said okay a while back, but once you put him on the PUP list, you got to wait this long to take him off, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think this week's the first time they could take him off, I think. Physically unable to perform, Joe, but
Right.
we don't call it that. We
Oh,
call
you
it the
PUP.
PUP list.
Got to have the pup.
I don't
list.
think they had the PUP list when you were covering.
How long's the PUP list been around?
I don't know how long that's been around, but anyway, Case Keenum, he'll be okay no matter what happens in Washington because there's no Viking fans there. But when they play here in 2 weeks, if he comes out and incompletes his first 2 passes, they're gonna be
The Teddy
torches.
chant.
Teddy,
Storm the castle.
Teddy,
Lower the
we want
drawbridge.
Teddy. Even though he was as mediocre as you can be for 2 years, they want Teddy anyway. So.
Who do they play when they at last get home again?
The L.A. Rams, who are lighting it up all of a sudden out of nowhere, they are good.
That's the team that's not drawing flies.
Yes, but now they have started to because they have surprising everybody. They weren't drawing. No, the L.A. Chargers.
How are the Chargers
They're
doing?
playing in a soccer stadium and they can't fill it, like 27,000 seats.
In fact, it's gotten so bad, Joe, that
How bad is it?
they won't introduce the home team Chargers because the fans that are there are usually there to watch the other team.
Really?
Yeah, so
I
they-
didn't see that.
Yeah,
part.
the Eagles were there a couple of weeks ago, and the Chargers decided not to announce the starters because the Eagles fans would have sat there and
Why
booed
doesn't
everybody.
this guy go back to
San
come
Diego.
back to San Diego and say, "I'm sorry"? He supposedly has to give his fellow owners $600 million
That's outrageous.
to move to a worse situation.
I don't get it.
I don't know.
Why?
If
Because
he-
they wouldn't build him a ballpark?
Yes, but if he would have put $600 million into a stadium,
Yeah.
he could have had a stadium. They would have given him
Well, who
$300
is this
That's a
idiot?
good point.
Spanos.
That's a good point.
Yeah, if he would have given it to the stadium, but he was mad because they wouldn't build him a stadium, so he moved his.
So he'd rather
and
give
now-
the money to Ziggy.
Yeah, and now his only chance was if the Rams stayed lousy and they were good, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now the Rams beat them to being competent,
Right.
so now they stink. They're the number 2 tenant in an arena in a stadium being built by the Rams owner, so they'll be the number 2 tenant in there for the rest of their lives.
Where are the Rams playing right now? The Coliseum?
They're playing in the Coliseum, but they're building a big.
But this is the Walmart guy?
Yeah, this
Stan
is
owns the
Kroenke.
Rams?
Kroenke.
Kroenke.
P and Stan, we call him at the TCF Bank Stadium because he, when the Rams played here, he was afraid of the St. Louis media following him into the toilet, so he would have security in front of the men's room at the press box because he didn't want Jim Thomas or somebody from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch because he wouldn't talk to anybody from St. Louis.
So let me see if I got this straight. The guy in San Diego is going to end up being a tenant of Kroenke.
Yes,
The guy's a moron.
yes, tenant
He's
of
really a
Kroenke.
moron.
And there's
He
no
can't make any money.
You know, the Rams at least have people that remember when the Rams were there, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Chargers played one season in L.A. in 1960 before moving to San Diego as an AFL team. Everybody's dead who remembers the L.A. Chargers.
Wonder if he can move back and get out of the $600 million payment.
I think the league would let him move back probably. But,
And we'll give you back $400 million.
yeah. Well, we're going to fine you $100 million for genuine stupidity.
Right.
Okay.
Boy,
Yeah.
is that stupid.
Yeah, if he would have spent $600, it's more of a lesson. We're gonna, you won't give us what we want.
I'll show you.
I'll show you, and then I'll let my partners. But the partners are gonna have to come. Meanwhile, the guy they wanted to rob on this whole deal, Mark Davis, who's Al Davis's kid, and they all hate Al Davis because he sued the league twice and won. He ends up getting to go to Vegas.
That'll be a gold
They
mine.
left him out of the L.A. thing. You know, the original L.A. plan was Oakland and San Diego both moving there and somehow sharing an NFL stadium. And then Kroenke wanted to get out of St. Louis. So he basically went out, got Jerry Jones and the boys to okay his stadium plan, and then he chose San Diego as his partner instead of Oakland. So poor old Oakland. Now Mark Davis is going to end up with the greatest franchise in American
Just
sports,
a gold mine.
Las Vegas, because the NFL and Las Vegas made for each other.
Right.
Made for each other.
And people will take junkets out there.
Oh, the first time the Packers play there,
Oh, dear God.
there'll be 40,000 people out there.
With cheese hats on.
20,000 in the stands, 20,000 drunk on the streets, losing all their money.
And 10,000 might not make it home.
Never of whom, some of whom we'll never see again.
All right.
They're gonna, and as I said, Joe, if you're a 35-year-old hooker in Vegas, start getting yourself in shape, honey, because the NFL's
Time to go
coming
to work.
The NFL's coming to town. Wow, you're gonna have to, you're 8-9 clients a day, man. You're
Start
gonna
running
be busy.
marathons.
You're going to need an assistant.
Yes, right. You are.
Are the taxpayers of Los Angeles building Kroenke
Vegas?
Stadium?
No, he's building most of it, just some of the old infrastructure and stuff like that. But he's got so much money, he didn't care. But he's a jackass. But he's building like NFL, like Ziggy's building out in Egan, except he's building next to his stadium. And they say that the draft will probably move out there permanently. And
He's building a TV studio.
he's
isn't
building
he?
a great, he's building a great big village, NFL village out there. That's
The league
set-
won't be here in 10 years.
It's going to be the league's headquarters. Why won't they be here?
They're because the concussion thing's going to get them.
Well, I'd say 20.
I'm going to go with 10. I'm going to go
Okay,
10.
10. Okay, well, we're going to. But somebody will invent the helmet, and then you'll just have a few. The helmet will be okay. You won't get concussions. You just get an occasional quadriplegic. That's all.
The
guy
It's
occasion.
going to happen, yeah.
The spinal. You get the spinal. You get the occasional spinal, but that's okay.
But for the NFL, that will be part of your theory.
Yeah, I think it's going to reality TV.
Okay, but that'll be part of it. They'll have the surgery ER like.
Yeah.
Let's bring him into surgery. Fuse the spine, and then he gets up and like Popeye.
All that good stuff, yeah.
It'll be a division.
Well, the other option is to just keep going and then just accept death.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can. The players are, just, okay, hey, you're going to make some money. You're going to have a good old time. You're going to be a celebrity, and you're going to be dead at 55. But that's okay.
And you're going to look at the moon and think it's a bowl of Cheerios.
That's right. All those things. Other
than that, it's great.
Yeah. Well, this is called the sensitive hour here.
Sports talk.
Sports
Well,
talk.
they got no
sensitive.
shot. They're too big and too fast.
Oh man, it's vicious.
It's
And,
terrible.
I mean, they're trying to eliminate all that stuff, but they're too good.
Yeah.
They're too good. They're too fast.
So when are we moving officially to Las Vegas? Is it 2019 that they're going to?
20, I believe.
Oh, 2020. Okay, because I was
2020.
trying to
Is
look
that-
ahead at their future schedules as to who would be the first opponents because it's
I
a
want to
constant.
get Detroit out of this division and
Bring in Vegas.
Vegas in.
Absolutely.
Vikings, Chicago, Packers every year. Let's do it.
Oh my God, could you imagine?
Sports Talk will return shortly. Here's John Height.
Thank you, Joe. Sunny and 41 degrees. Timberwolves in action on the West Coast tonight, playing the Golden State Warriors. Warriors will be without Kevin Durant. He'll miss the game. He has a left thigh contusion. Wild in action, too. They're in Toronto to play the Maple Leafs. In fact, they have a Canadian run going here. After tonight's game, they'll back that right up tomorrow night with a game in Montreal against the Canadiens.
Did Alex Stalock return today, and we had to call up some goalie?
His wife is having a child.
Oh, well, that's a good excuse.
He actually was supposed to start this evening in goal, but she's delivering early, as they say.
Are we going to play the kid from that we called up, or are we going to go with the Civ?
Going with Dubes.
Dubnik will start.
Civ! We're going to change that Dubes to Civ.
Whatever
Boy,
happened to the 60-year-old we signed a couple times? Didn't we sign the 60-year-old?
The guy from the stands?
Yeah, remember they signed
Where
the
he suited up?
Yeah.
I was at a game once where that happened.
I didn't like a couple of those goals after Dubes. Did you? Did you see it? Did you see
At
one?
a Saints game back in the IHL days, Jacques Marcotte got injured. They had to call out on the public address system, and some poor sap came out of the stands and put on this stuff and got shelled.
In the old IHL, man, we only had one goalie.
Yeah.
We weren't paying for
You
two
weren't
of them.
paying for two.
No. Well, the NHL for 100 years only had one goalie.
Last night, we found out 2 twins were awarded American League Golden Gloves, Byron Buxton and Brian Dozier.
Very good. I was rooting for I started the Doge candidacy halfway through the season. I wrote a column on it. I'm giving myself credit for that.
The 23-year-old Buxton, third in all of baseball in runs saved, and he committed only 5 errors in 137 games. 30-year-old Dozier played in 152 games. He had 5 errors and 674 total chances. Each manager and up to 6 members of his staff vote from the pool of players and can't vote for players on their team. That's how you get a Gold Glove. These are the first twins since Joe Mauer in 2010 to win a Gold Glove.
And Johnny, they actually played. He started 3 games as a DH too, so he played 155. But I was just going to say one thing about Dozier: he plays.
Yes, he does.
He plays.
Yep. News notes from today. Jacob Fry has been elected the next mayor of Minneapolis. City officials announcing that today. Declared the unofficial winner following the second round of ranked choice voting that began Wednesday morning. Speaking to reporters after that news came out this afternoon, Fry called for a clean slate with regard to city leadership while acknowledging current Mayor Betsy Hodges' work ethic. One other result we should
How about
mention.
a dummy ethic?
One other result we should mention. Yesterday, people thought socialist Ginger Jensen may win a city council seat. She did not.
Good.
Okay.
Steve Fletcher won the downtown Minneapolis
Well, they
city
already
council
got a
seat.
socialist, Camp Gordon, and he got 98% of the vote.
Had she won,
Cam the commie.
Jensen would have been the first active socialist member of the council since the 1920s.
I just use that for alliteration purposes. I don't mean he's a card carrier. He just acts. He isn't a commie. He just acts like one.
Right.
I didn't say you were a commie. I said you are acting like one.
Yes, that's true. Got to get those C words straight.
Yes, you do.
Republican Senate Majority Leader Paul Gazelka says the Senate might furlough staff and stop cutting checks as soon as December if the courts don't restore their operating budget. Governor Dayton, of course, vetoed the House and Senate's $130 million budget this spring amid a dispute over tax breaks. It sparked a legal battle that is now before the state Supreme Court, which hasn't ruled in the case. Dayton has insisted the legislature can take money from separate funds to continue operating, but Gazelka said even with that extra money and cost cutting, they could stretch into mid-January.
I've never understood why the governor signed all the bills that he hated.
That's right.
You know, don't sign them. Shut down the government if you have to. Don't sign them.
The U.S. judge gave permission today for a psychologist to examine infamous Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo
I thought you were
Guzman
still talking about Dayton.
at the New York jail where he's charged in a case. Guzman smiled and waved to his wife and 2 young daughters in the gallery as he entered a courtroom for a brief pretrial hearing at which the defense sought approval for the examination after months of complaining about strict jail conditions. El Chapo's defense attorney, Eduardo Balarezo, says his memory is failing. He's not remembering things. I don't want it to get to the point where he can't help out in his own defense.
I'm a little rusty on that one. I'm not kidding. What's the next question?
Yeah, I can't remember killing 88, ordering the murder.
I know it
of
was over 60, but I did not know it was
I
88.
can't remember saying throw him in a shallow grave.
Executives from Yahoo and Equifax testified to Congress today apologizing for those massive breaches that affected billions of people around the world. Yahoo last month revealed that in 2013 it suffered the largest hack in history, hitting 3 billion accounts on its website. Equifax, a credit monitoring agency, said hackers stole info including social security numbers, credit card numbers, names and addresses of up to 143 million Americans. Lawmakers today demanded answers. Senator Bill Nelson said it's not a question of if we'll have another one, but when. In what seems like a long way to go for some money, a Florida couple who claimed 2 men burst into their home and shot them during a home invasion were arrested after police discovered their story was just an elaborate scam to collect fraudulent insurance payments. 35-year-old Doug Teixeira, 36-year-old Lindsay Pelton of Deltona were charged with tampering with physical evidence and giving false information to police, all stemming from the bogus October 26th incident. The couple told police 2 men entered their home on the afternoon of the 26th, and following the exchange, Teixeira was shot in the leg and Pelton in the arm. They then had cops look up for the made-up suspects, which they said fled in a vehicle. Police determined nobody broke into the home. They found it odd the residence was filled with dried blood and the smell of bleach. What actually happened, according to police, the couple shot themselves in a bid to collect money Pelton's father told authorities he paid rent for the couple, although it wasn't immediately clear who owned the home. The injuries are not life-threatening, but both are being held at the moment.
Not a bright move there, Jenny.
No.
What was the amount stand to gain for
That
two?
I did not see.
$17.
Yeah, right,
and
exactly.
52 cents.
Like $100.
Who shot whom first?
That's a good question, yeah. Might put a little too much effort
No,
in.
really, honey. I promise I'll do it too.
Yeah, right.
Former television news anchor Heather Unruh claims actor Kevin Spacey sexually assaulted her teenage son.
Oh, I thought you. Okay.
During a news conference this morning with attorney Mitchell Garabedian, Unruh alleged the assault happened in July of 2016 on Nantucket when her son was drunk at the Club Car restaurant. She said her son was a starstruck, straight 18-year-old young man who had no idea that the famous actor was an alleged sexual predator or that he was about to become his next victim. Former anchor says Spacey bought her son several drinks, eventually stuck his hand in his pants, grabbed the teen without the teen's consent in the club. Spacey then went to the men's room. Unruh said at that point a concerned woman who had seen what happened approached her son, asked him if he was okay. Her son left the restaurant, ran to his grandmother's home. Her son didn't report the incident to police at the time because of embarrassment and fear, but she, after hearing about it, did call the sheriff at Nantucket. She said, "We had a long conversation so that he knew about the incident. He, at that time, wanted my son to come forward and report it." Yesterday, we also found out Spacey's accused of attacking the son of actor Richard Dreyfuss. Harry Dreyfuss was 18 years old at the time of the alleged assault that happened in 2008.
You're supposed to turn the clocks back.
Right.
The other thing
My
is,
dad laughed for 20 minutes when I called him last night. It
Yeah.
was that joke's going around St. Paul, Dad.
the other thing is that kid shouldn't be drinking at 18, right?
Right.
Well, that's when I saw that. I thought, don't. But if you know what, if Kevin
But he's a
Spacey's
celebrity. What the hell?
Kevin Spacey's buying you drinks, I mean, when you're 18, you're probably going to drink them. Yeah.
I still argue with Kenny, though. Kenny contends he's a lousy actor.
Well, he told me he just can't stand to look at him, never could because
you
he
can
found
be
him
a sexual
creepy.
predator and be a good actor.
Yes, but he found him creepy 10 years ago when he first saw him. So Kenny obviously saw something the rest of us didn't.
Okay.
But he's a fine actor.
Yes, he is a fine actor.
I would agree with you there. A Virginia man who
You know
won.
what else Kenny says?
Oh, no. No.
What?
No.
What? What's he say?
Oh, he says a lot of foul.
Yes,
He really
yes,
does.
he does.
really
No,
does.
I wouldn't call him foul. I'd say he straddles the line of good taste
I think
on
so.
occasion.
Sometimes he falls over it sometimes, too.
Did he kill a deer yet?
Well,
By any
we'd let you know
venison
if he'd
reports?
respond to any of us.
We're trying to find out so we know when the hell he's coming back here and I don't have to do traffic, but he's not responding to
Basically,
anybody,
he tells you it's none of your business.
That's right.
Pretty much. Where are you
No,
going?
no, you left out a couple of adjectives that we cannot say on the radio.
Where are you going, Kenny?
None of your business, Bill.
That's right.
Yeah, something like that.
A Virginia man who won a $100,000 lottery jackpot said he was oblivious for more than a week after leaving his ticket in a drawer. Lamont Banks told Virginia lottery officials he bought the Cash 5 ticket October 12th. He said he just threw it in a drawer. It remained forgotten about for 2 weeks. He said he was shocked when he found the ticket and checked the numbers. He said he plans to use his money to pay off all of his student loans.
All right, Johnny, just a moment. Oh, brother. Hey, Ruck, take us away.
In Alaska, a man accused of stealing a motorized shopping cart from a grocery store didn't get very far in his low-speed getaway attempt as it was foiled by police. The battery-operated cart with a basket mounted behind the handlebars has a top speed of...
TCL.
What? TCL,
Go
Rick?
ahead.
Really?
Yep, sorry. I'm sorry, John. I thought my mic
John,
was
I'm
on.
listening.
That was funny. I forgot what I was
apologies, Johnny.
talking about. That's okay. Battery-operated cart with a basket mounted behind the handlebars has a top speed of 1.9 miles an hour. Authorities say, you know what, let's just forget that rest of that story.
What'd we
So,
do
guys, steals a motor.
He's got one of those little carts and he's trying to get away from police at 1.9
Oh, I was
miles
thinking
an hour.
motorized grocery cart. You mean like a scooter?
No,
that
like
you
the
would-
Costanza scene.
Oh,
He
okay.
was trying to run away from everybody.
Yeah, he did make it 10 minutes, but didn't make it out of the parking lot before police caught up to him.
And the other thing, Pat, is Joe has a TCL ad in the next break.
Next
Did
break,
they even turn
TCL.
their siren on for that?
I hope not.
You're on probation. He'd already put his ads away. And
Yeah, I didn't see that one in
No,
there.
you're going to
It's
ruin
going to be
the
a fine
timing.
quality ad, though, at $350, believe me.
I think he has to do that one at 4:05, doesn't he?
What?
What? Rook, your people.
Yes, talk to me.
The Polish government is encouraging citizens to go forth and multiply like rabbits.
Whoa.
Just like they used to up in Stearns County.
Oh, or in Winona, those Badenkeviches, it was like they were baby-making machines, man. Uncle Beanie.
Uncle Beanie?
Yeah. He was Albin, and he had a brother named Alvin. Talk about confusion, huh?
They were running out of names.
My people didn't always do it the right way, the smartest way.
I bet they called him Benny. I bet they called Uncle Albin Benny.
Well, Beanie. Yeah,
That was close.
Yeah.
If you needed a radish or cucumbers or tomatoes, you could find them on 5th Street in Winona, man. They were like a farmer's market.
Health Ministry of Poland, which has one of the lowest birth rates in Europe, has put out a short video praising rabbits for producing many offspring. The video shows rabbits munching on lettuce and carrots while a rabbit narrator reveals the secret of big families: exercise, a healthy diet, and little stress. The brief
How about the other part of it?
A comfortable bed.
My pillow.
And a TCL Roku television, which you're about to hear about.
The brief appearance of a human couple enjoying a romantic picnic hints that a little romance helps too, and a wine glass turned upside down suggests an anti-alcohol message. Viewers are told if you ever want to be a parent, follow the example of rabbits.
Yeah, they don't drink.
It's the latest step by the government in the mostly Catholic country of 38 million to reverse a shrinking population. European Union figures show that Poland's birth rate was 1.32 children per woman in 2015. Only Portugal has a lower fertility rate. The health ministry said in a statement that it was trying to encourage Poles in their reproductive years between 18 and 45 to adopt a healthy lifestyle that would improve their reproductive health. Said it was seeking to raise public awareness in a way that didn't offend anyone, and they didn't want to make it vulgar. Sean A. Sykes Jr. is charged in U.S. District Court with possession with intent to sell cocaine and being a felon in possession of 3 firearms. Charges stem from Kansas City police traffic stops September 1st and November 5th. On September 1st, Sykes was in a car that police searched, found a backpack that had drugs and 2 handguns. While being questioned about the whole thing, Sykes denied knowing anything about the guns and drugs. In his report about the interview, the detective wrote that when asked about his address, Mr. Sykes leaned to one side of his chair and released a loud fart before answering with the address. The detective wrote, he continued to be flatulent, so I ended the interview. No charges were filed at that time.
That's all it takes?
Apparently, yeah. And on November 5th, police pulled over a car driven by Sykes, found more stuff inside. This time he had to make an initial court appearance this week, was ordered held in custody pending a hearing.
Man, I love them beans. What was the line in Blazing Saddles?
How about some more beans? I'd say you about
enough.
Cookie, how
One
about
of the
some more
great
beans?
scenes of all time. Not the best scene in that movie, but a pretty good one.
In an instance of life imitating art, in this case, a recent episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm, computer programmer Scott Smith says he was ticketed because he honked his horn at a police officer. Smith told the St. Louis Post-Dispatch he repeatedly honked at the officer in an unmarked car last Friday because the light had turned green and the officer wasn't moving.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Yes.
That's what you did the other
I
day.
would do that.
Yeah.
How
Well-
could they give him a ticket?
Well, he was pulled over. He used his cell phone to record the heated exchange with the plainclothes officer. The officer asking, "Is your horn stuck?" Smith replying, "Is your brake stuck?" Smith was ticketed for excessive noise from a vehicle. He says he will file a formal complaint. In the Curb Your Enthusiasm episode, Larry David's character ticketed for honking at a police car at a stoplight.
And he was driving Ted Danson's vehicle in that episode.
How did Larry come out with his Auschwitz Holocaust joke?
I've read nothing further.
Has it now kind of faded?
Yes.
I don't think he'll receive much criticism. Joe, are you still in the camp that you're not a fan of the reboot?
I'm not a fan of the reboot.
Yeah.
No.
Too over the top.
It's over the top.
And
It's
there's
still pretty
There's
funny.
no subtlety to it, though. And usually it used to build up to the absurdities, right?
Yeah.
Now there's 5 absurdities in each episode.
A delivery man in Oregon who heard a woman's screams for help had his wife call 911. But when a deputy showed up, it turned out the screamer was a parrot. not a woman.
Okay.
The Oregonian Oregon Live reported that when Clackamas, County Sheriff's
No,
Deputy
Al, you heard it wrong.
Hayden Sayers showed up, all he found was Diego the parrot screaming, "Help, help." But the green and yellow bird was in good health.
I don't get how they do this. How do they?
The birds?
I don't get how they do it. Yeah.
Oh, they
They
talk?
got big brains, or what? How does it work?
Birds are
Johnny?
smart.
Johnny, explain that to us.
Well,
You're
how
the
does a
news guy. You
parrot
should know
talk?
these
I
things.
don't
My-
get how they copy us. It's creepy.
I think it's a matter of the way they use their breath.
What?
Yeah.
But why do they copy the words? I
Yes.
mean, we say, I think, right? Is that what you get on, Pat? Why? If
yeah,
I, if
how
I
can
say
they do it? How
shucks,
can they be that
Because
smart?
they don't know any on their own. They only have to mimic what they hear. Trying to help you here.
Okay, well, it's always troubled me. It's always troubled me because they can speak. So how do we know crocodiles can't speak and say,
They do to each
get
other.
over there and
They do to
eat
each
that
other.
person or something like that? You know, it's creepy. Why don't crows not actually speak? They just don't want us to know they can, you
Right,
think?
they speak. They're talking
They know
all the
what's going
time.
on.
Yeah, you can get them.
But they're not saying like, hey, Pete, what's happening?
No, they are. They are.
Hey, Pete, what's happening? Something like that. And why do they always just want a cracker? Haven't they seen, they eat trash, they eat...
a young man detained by police during a drunken argument in Germany was found to be carrying a baby python in his pants. Whoa. He might be in trouble under animal welfare laws. I'm glad Kenny's not here. Police in the southwestern city of Darmstadt said the 19-year-old was detained after a loud argument with another man disturbed residents. They said he was searched, and officers noted a, quote, significant bulge in his trousers.
Uh-oh.
The man told officers he had a snake in his pants, pulled out the 14-inch baby king python. He was taken to a police cell to sober up. The snake was put in a box. Police said they're looking for the reptile's owner and examining whether the non-species appropriate transport violated animal protection
Throw it in the
laws.
Everglades. They don't care. They got
Welcome to
millions of
Jamaica.
them.
Have a nice
Have a
day.
very nice day.
Wasn't he risking personal injury?
I would think so.
yeah.
He was
That's
trying
called
to impress the
confidence.
girls.
That's confidence.
Packed today, baby. We have Matthew Collar giving us a report on Teddy Bridgewater's first day of official practice out there.
So he actually did all the stuff today.
Today he was going. I see what Zimmer had to say about it. We got Chip at 4:15. We got Matthew Collar at 4:40. We got Chip to talk about PJ and some other stuff. And 5:15 we got Herm. And 5:30 or so we got Jess Myers with the hockey half hour. So Manny and the Reavers might as well take a nap today. I don't need them. So.
The hockey half hour might be crucial because there's some explaining to do here.
Yes.
This isn't looking promising right now.
They're only one game under 500, but they got the 2 losses. So they've lost 3 more than they've won.
Well, how many
but,
Euphorian games have they lost?
2.
2.
2. So I think they're 5 and 8.
I was
in
looking
actual
forward to
games.
watching that Austin Matthews
Yeah, I
tonight.
was too.
He's
Why
not
would
in the
you?
lineup.
Yeah, that's not good.
1500 ESPN is KSTP St. Paul, Minneapolis. It's it's cold out.